Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Manojavam Marudhatulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayutamukhyam Sri Ramadutam Sirasa Namami Santoshini Jaganmata Mama Saubhagyavriddhaye Namaskaromi Bhaktya Tvam Prasanna Varada Bhava Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddha Jnanaigamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Satchidanandarupaya Vishwotpattyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Namah Nirambujasyamalakomalangam Sita Samaropita Vamabhagam Panau Mahasayaka Charuchapam Namami Ramam Raghuvamsanatham. So we were seeing Niti Shatakam. We go to 78th verse. I hope you can get it in your Trishnam Chindi Bhaja Shamam Jahimadam Paperetimma Kritha Satyam Bruhyanuyahi Sadhu Padavim Sevasvasitvajjanam Sevasvavitvajjanam Manyan Manaya Vidvishopyanunaya Prakhyapaya Prasrayam Kirtim Palaya Dukkite Kurudayam Etassatam Chishtitam Etatsatam Chishtitam Etatsatam Lakshanam. This is the list of virtues indicate the nature of a Sat Purusha, a Dharmic Purusha. He gives the list of those virtues. Now, Bhartrihari is not addressing to a mumukshu here. In the case of a mumukshu, he has already gone through dharma, artha, kama. He has acquired chitta shuddhi. He knows the limitation of dharma, artha and kama, and he is interested only in moksha. In his case, the advice will be totally different. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja na karmana na prajaya dhane na tyagene ke amrutattva manashuho putraishanayascha vitteshanayascha lokeshanascha vittaya atha bhikshacharyam charanti. This will be the advice. So, this is the advice addressed to a mumukshu. That too a tivra mumukshu. Mumukshu means the one who seeks moksha. In his case, the scriptures will strongly criticize the pursuit of artha and the pursuit of kama. It is because in the case of mumukshu, the glory of moksha is to be highlighted. To highlight the glory of moksha, artha kama is criticized. It is not because of the artha kama pursuit is sinful. In scriptures, two types of criticism are found. We should clearly distinguish between the two types of criticism. One type of criticism is to point out that the pursuit is sinful and it will lead to narakam. So all the papa karmas like drinking liquor, eating meat, harming other people are criticized because their pursuit is sinful. This is criticism for the sake of criticism. It is true criticism. Actually, it is not a criticism for the sake of criticism. It is true criticism. There is another type of criticism in which even dharmartha kama are criticized. Their criticism is not because they are sinful. Their criticism only to highlight the glory of moksha. There we have to apply an important mimamsa rule. Nahi ninda nyayaha. Nahi ninda nyayaha means a criticism not meant for criticism, but to highlight something else. For example, in Gita, all the rituals are criticized. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadandya vipaschitaha veda vadaradav partha anyadastiti vadinaha. When Lord Krishna criticizes those rituals, it is not because they are sinful. Veda will never prescribe sinful rituals as a duty. Lord Krishna is criticizing those rituals to highlight the glory of moksha. In Mandukya Karika, Saguna Upasana is strongly criticized. Upasanashito dharmo jate brahmani vartate pragutpatte rajam sarvam tenaso kripanasmrtaha. An upasaka is an unfortunate one, kripanaha, he chooses. Normally we respect and glorify a bhakta, an upasaka, but Gaudapadacharya says, asau kripanaha, unfortunate one. Why does Gaudapada criticize Saguna Upasana? It is not because Saguna Upasana is sinful, but in that context, Gaudapadacharya wants to highlight Advaitam. So, in the context of glorifying Advaitam, any pursuit involving Dvaitam has to be criticized, or a limitation has to be shown. Karma involves Dvaitam, therefore Vedanta criticizes it. Upasana involves Dvaitam, therefore Vedanta criticizes. The same way, the pursuit of Artha and Kama is often criticized in Vedanta, but that doesn't mean they are sinful. There we should remember that Arthakama pursuit is criticized not because it is sinful, there is no sin involved, but it is only to show that moksha is superior to even Arthakama. A person who is not mature enough to appreciate moksha, for him Arthakama pursuit is perfectly justified. It is just as child pursuit of toys and balloons is perfectly justified. If a child asks for a balloon, we don't criticize a child. At that age, if he doesn't ask for balloon and toys, there is something wrong because that is a stage which a child has to necessarily go through. Therefore, we don't condemn it. We don't criticize it or we don't say it is sinful. In fact, we buy toys and give. Therefore, if there are 60 toys, after 1 hour the child is ready to come back to the first toy. Therefore, a child asking for toy is not doing any sinful action. It is a legitimate pursuit at that age. But the problem is, after 20 years, for his 25th birthday, if the child asks for a balloon, then mother has to be legitimately worried. In the same way, Arthakama pursuit in the beginning of life is perfectly legitimate, logical, not to be condemned, not sinful like the Papa karmas, but what the scriptures say is certainly pursue Arthakama, but observe certain limitations like the traffic rules. If you can go to any part of the country and you can drive your car through any road, freedom is given, but you have certain traffic rules and regulations. When there is a red signal, don't go forward. In the same way, Arthakama pursuits are allowed, but within certain norms called dharma. Now, some of the important points we should see. The first thing that scriptures emphasize is whether a person likes it or not, a person should necessarily follow Nitya Naimittika karmas. Time, money and energy must be allotted to these Nitya Naimittika karmas. These are compulsory karmas. They are like the tax to the Lord. You have to pay tax for being a citizen in this country. Similarly, for being a human citizen in the Lord's kingdom, we have to do certain karmas. They are called Nitya Naimittika karma. I hope you all know Nitya Naimittika karma. Nitya karma means daily chores. Getting up in the morning, taking bath, brushing teeth. For some people it differs, okay. Early morning getting up, bed tea, without brushing teeth, they will take a bed tea, bed coffee. That is different. Individual to individual differ the chores. But everybody has to go through daily chores. Then what happened? Breakfast or taking bath and doing some puja and lighting a lamp in the puja room. Then take a breakfast, then go to office, then come back, then spend some quality time with your children, family, and then eat dinner. While eating dinner, watch a Hindi movie, and then go to sleep. This is all our routine life. Then Naimitya karma is occasional duties. Occasional duties are like attending a party, attending somebody's birthday party or anniversary, or some other suppose somebody in the hospital, go and visit them, cheer them up. So all these kinds are considered the special duties, naimitya karmas. This one should necessarily do. So that's why in Gita also Bhagavan talks about it. Niyat karyamityeva yat karmaha niyatam kriyate arjuna sangam dektva phalam cheva satyaga satviko mataha. So karyamityeva karma karyam iti eva karma karyam. I have to do this. This is my duty. Suppose I don't like to do it, then what should I do? We expect an answer, then you don't do. No. That is the answer that you want. Why it's not working? You're not able to hear? Connection is low, sir. Okay. That is the answer that you want. If you don't like it, don't do it. But, so when we ask this question to the scriptures answer is, better you learn to do it. Better you learn to like it. Maybe change that. Also not working. The scriptures will say that better you learn to like it. So there are so many chores we don't like it, especially when it comes to duty to your mother-in-law. We don't like it, but we have to learn to like it. So this Nitya Naimitya Karma alone I have condensed in the, so that is the Pancha Mahayajna. So I have talked about it some time before. Pancha Mahayajna. In all householders, they have to practice that. Now, what is called Deva Yajna. Allot some time, money and energy for daily puja or going to the temple. Now, I notice that all of you studying Vedanta, the first casualty is bhakti. They don't think because they have learned Bhagavan is everywhere, why should I go to temple? No, go to temple, because that is where the Lord is invoked, and it is a sanctum sanctorum, and it is worshipped every day. So therefore, there is a presence. Bhagavan is everywhere, all right, but he is present in certain places. So we have to appreciate that. So these are all good for Antakarana Shuddhi. So then Pitriyajna. Pitriyajna is allot some time for parents or Shraddha Karma. That is also, now people have forgotten after coming to America, they don't do Shraddha. So that is why people feel there are so many Pitra, the blessings very important for a family life. So then Brahma Yajna. Otherwise, if they are alive, spend some time with them. That is all called Pitra Yajna. Brahma Yajna is allot some time for study of scriptures. However busy you are, that I am busy is not an excuse. Manushya Yajna allots some money or energy for service to fellow human beings. Finally, we have Bhuta Yajna. In daily ritual, we have Pipiligabhyaha, Swaha Pipiligabhyaha, Idam Namama. Pipilika means an ant. So from an ant to up to Brahmaji, I am asked to contribute. So that's why these people put column in the at home. It is for the ants. It's a rice flour. So it is for the ants. You should necessarily find time, money, and energy for these three. Having allotted time, money, and energy, whatever be the remaining time, it is the time left for you. If you have time after this, in the available time, pursue kamya karmas. So, desire prompted activities. Earn any amount of money, have any number of houses, any number of resorts, any number of cars, any number of global tours, after finding time for Nitya Naimitya karmas. Nothing wrong. Within that available time, whatever you can accumulate, you fulfill. Artha, earn money, kama, all entertainment, you have dance, music, etc. Everything is allowed. Indian culture is full of art, dance, and music and science. They are allowed, but there is one condition. They have to be pursued and fulfilled in the available time in a legitimate manner. I should not use shortcut method after allotting time for religion. In the leftover time, in a legitimate manner, you can acquire whatever artha and kama. Shastra allows that. Whatever you acquire within that time, learn to be satisfied with that. If satisfaction is not there, what will we try to do? We will try to cut down Nitya Naimitya karma. First casualty will be Sandhya Vandanam and prayer and temple. If you ask, what is my dharma? I have a simple definition. Whatever is first casualty, whenever we are busy, that is dharma. That alone will be cut off. Therefore, Trishnam Chindi means cut down your desire to that much extent that you are satisfied with whatever you get within that limited time. That is what Shankaracharya nicely said. Yel apase nija karmopatam vittam tena vinodaya chittam. So whatever that is, you earn with your honest effort. Be satisfied with that. Don't look at the neighbor. So thus earn legitimately and learn to be satisfied with whatever amount you get without comparing with the other people and their wealth. This is Trishnam Chindi, moderation and legitimization. Each one is small sentence, Tvam Trishnam Chinti. May you cut down your desires, may you make your desire moderate. The second advice is Kshamam Bhaja. Bhaja means acquire, develop. Develop Kshama. Kshama is another important virtue. This word Kshama has different meaning. I will give you three meanings for the word Kshama, all of which are equally important. All the meanings are applied in different contexts of the scriptures. The first meaning is Dvandva Sahishnutvam Kshama. Dvandva Sahishnutvam Kshama. It is otherwise known as Titiksha. In Tattvabodha, while talking about Samadhi Shatka Sampatti, we have a qualification called Titiksha. In Tattvabodha, the question is asked, Titiksha ka? The answer is Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhadi Sahishnutvam Titiksha. So, Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhadaha Agamapayino Anityaha Tam Titikshasva Bharata. So, in Gita, Bhagavan gave the definition. So, Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya. So, Matra means senses. The senses come in contact with the world outside. Shitoshna Sukha Dukkadaha. You experience Shitam Ushnam, cold and heat. They are Agamapayinaha. They come and go. Anityaha. They are impermanent. So therefore, Titiksha Sahishnu. You endure it. This is one meaning. From these two, we come to know that Kshama is the capacity to cheerfully accept opposite pairs of experiences like heat and cold, gain and loss, growth and decline, birth and death, mana, apamana, honor and dishonor, ninda and stuti. In fact, life is a series of Dvandva experiences. Dvandvo Nityasattvastaha Niryogakshema Atmavan Nirdvanda Bhavaha, which means I have to toughen my body and mind. That's why people, when they are very cold, so it is like called snowbirds, they say. No. They go to Florida and then buy a house there and spend 3-4 months there and come back again. And there what happened, it is, you think you escape cold and go there, it's colder there actually. Florida, so because it's all seaside, it's cold. Night is very cold there. So, Sahishnudha, better. It's not that long, only 2-3 months. That also, every day there is no snow. You feel a little cold, wear some nice warm dress and move about. That is it. So, this is called the Titiksha. Otherwise, it is impossible to withstand the onslaught of opposite experiences. Therefore, I should be tough-skinned in the positive sense. More than physically, mentally, I should be tough-skinned, especially for people's comments. They tell the story of Pattanathar. He had renounced everything. He was lying down on the ground, keeping the head on a raised platform. It was convenience and therefore he was keeping the head. Some people are going for bath. They saw the saint and were commenting that he has renounced everything, but he still requires a pillow. He does not have pillow of his own, but he has chosen such a place where the earth is slightly elevated. That fell into the ears of the saint. Then he thought over, I think it is true. Therefore, he just turned his head so that the legs were on the raised level and head was down. It was clean. I am a real sannyasi now. I am not bothered about pillow. That's what he thought. Then the same people were going back after bath and they were commenting. He has renounced everything, but he is listening to the other people talking. Sannyasi should not bother about anything. Why should he overhear what we are talking? Now, what will he do? He cannot help. Whatever you do, there will be some people to comment because that is the cheapest thing you can do. There is no expenditure, no tax, and mouth is the only organ which doesn't get tired. We even talk in dreams sometime. Therefore, I have to toughen my mind to accept the comments of people. So one wife took her husband to a doctor and complained that, "Doctor, my husband is talking in sleep. In his sleep, he keep on talking. Whole night he is talking. So I cannot sleep. Do something." So doctor looked at him and examined him and said, "Do one thing. Allow him to talk during the day. Then he will." Sometimes there may be legitimate criticism which I can check up and improve, but mostly it is criticism because they have nothing else to do. It is gossip criticism. Therefore, titiksha means toughening the mind to accept opposite experiences. Because through opposite experiences, we are exhausting our punyam and papam. They have to be exhausted through opposite experiences alone. Deva Janma is Punya Pradhanam, Asura Janma is Papa Pradhanam, Manushya Janma is Mishra Pradhanam. When Papa and Punya become 50-50, we get a human life, it seems. We have got almost equal measure of Punyam and Papa. Therefore, we will have opposite experiences. If the first group of people had a nice time, they had Punyam exhaustion first, and then they will have Papa exhaustion. You first had Papam exhaustion, and now you are going through Punyam. If you ask Swamiji, what about you? I am accommodating both of you. That is why Punya Papa exhaustion. That is, therefore, life is a series of Punya Papa exhaustion. Therefore, learn to accept. In extreme cases, you can do Prayachitta. But you have to do Prayachitta for every mosquito bite. Then the life will be spent on Prayachittam alone. Therefore, Titiksha is the first meaning of Kshamam Bhaja. The second meaning of Kshama is learn to manage your anger. Krodha management or Krodha Upasamha or Krodha Nigraha. Shankaracharya gives in the 16th chapter of Gita, Ahimsa Satyamakrotha Tyaga Shantirapaishunam Daya Bhutesh Aluluptam Mardavam Hrirachapalam. So, Tejachama Dhritishaucham Adrohaha Atimanitaha. It talks about Kshama in that context, learning to manage anger. Anger management involves two stages. First, you learn to manage the anger which has already originated, arisen. The second management is not allowing anger to rise at all. Utpannasya krodasya upashamaha akrotaha. Krodasyaiva anutpattihi kshamaha. Of course, that will take long time. Just not allowing anger to rise, that stage will take a long time. It is very difficult to avoid anger coming. In fact, if I go on repeating this, you may get angry also on me. But what we have to understand is once anger has come, it is like fire. It has to destroy something like acid. It is so powerful. Now the problem is you express your anger, it is going to afflict and affect the victim of your anger. He will be at the receiving end of your shouting or your beating. Some people still beat. Somebody suffers either beating or verbal onslaught or physical onslaught. Often it will be injustice because we give more punishment than is required. It is because in anger we do not have discriminative power. Hence, often the punishment that we mete out is more than required. It is a big papam. This papam necessarily happens because Viveka Shakti doesn't function. So, expressed anger is parahimsa. Parahimsa means harm done to other people. There are some other people who don't express their anger. They swallow it because the other person is their mother-in-law or father-in-law or husband. It is a helpless situation. Some wives manage to scold, but in some families it doesn't work. Therefore, they are not able to express either because they are in-laws or husband or the boss. If I express the anger, I will lose my job. Swallowing anger, suppressed anger is equally powerful himsa. It is swahimsa. I am burning myself. So expressed anger is parahimsa. Suppressed anger is swahimsa. Either way, himsa is taking place. So what do you do in anger management? Either you express the anger in a proper way, at a proper place, and at a proper time. First, you postpone the expression, or you express in a place where nobody is there. In India, we have got a method called effigy burning. You cannot do anything to that prime minister or president. So make a effigy and hit it. Tell you that is a beautiful psychological method of throwing away your anger. In Japanese companies, I heard there is a room in which the boss Pratima is kept. Whenever the employee is angry with the boss, they can go and do anything to that Pratima. The boss is safe somewhere. They can hit it, they can burn it, they can spit, they can shout, scold. These are all expression of anger. Express your anger by writing it on a paper and then you tear it off. In our religious method, they say express your anger to the Lord because the Lord is available to receive anything. Go to the puja room, close the door, and get angry with the God. You are sitting there doing nothing. Do something for me. In Narada Bhakti Sutra, it is said, Kama, Krodha, Lopa, Moha, Matsaryaha, Tasminneva Karaniyam. You direct all your emotion to Bhagavan. Bhagavan is our, this is Karunamurti. Therefore, shout at the Lord. That is why you will find many devotees in Tamil prayers scold the Lord. One method is judicious expression of anger, which involves the retention of Viveka Shakti. Don't stop the anger, but judiciously, very intelligently express. This is one method of anger management. The second method is try to raise your Viveka Shakti, your understanding, your appreciation of the other person, his background, his situation. When I understand the situation and the pressure on the part of the other person, instead of anger, I develop sympathy for the other person. Most people misbehave because of ignorance, immaturity, and pressure. Therefore, if I am able to look at a person's behavior from his own background, I will develop sympathy for him. This is raising the level of thinking and appreciating the other person. This is the method neutralization through Viveka. It is a difficult thing, but we can do neutralization of anger through Viveka. In those days, especially the ladies had this appreciation. When the man go out and face different situation, they are full of pent-up feeling and pressure. They will be able to express in many places and they will not be able to in some places. Therefore, they have to find some place of expression. Generally, that punch bag is the poor wife. Wives were also trained to become punch bags from young age. But it is no more the case these days. They start saying enough is enough. Why should we be punch bags all the time? You heard the story of Valentine's Day? You don't know how Valentine's Day started. In Gujarat, this a Patel family. Patel was beating up his child, his wife, every day. Some reason or other used to beat up her. So one day the lady, February 14th, I think, she got so angry with this husband, she thought of giving it back. She didn't have any other weapon in her hand. She had this, see that chapati making, it's called val, right? She took that, start beating, giving it back to him. And after getting the beating, he realized this is not working. So he bought some flowers and gave it to her. That is celebrated as, started with Val, so Valentine. Now you got it, right? So, punch bag doesn't work all the time nowadays. Why should we be punch bags all the time? For a change, why can't you be the punch bag? They give back. Here afterwards, that philosophy won't work. But wives had that psychology. She knew that he has got some problem with the boss. He cannot shout at him and therefore he is expressing it in my presence. Therefore she had titiksha, a tough skin. Therefore family also survived. Now when both do not want to become punch bags, the family life also get affected. Anyway, that is a different sociological problem. I don't want to get into that. Here the idea is shamam bhaja. Learn to manage your anger either by intelligent expression or by intelligent neutralization through viveka. This is the second meaning. The third meaning, Shama is forgiving another person's mistake. Aparadha kshamapanam. That is what we are asking in front of the Lord. In Christianity, they have confession. We have got Shivaparada Kshamapana Stotram. It is not Lord Shiva's mistake for which are giving forgiveness. Shivam prati asmakam aparatha kshamapanam. Similarly, Devim prati asmakam aparatha kshamapanam. That confession or asking for forgiveness is there in all religions because guilt is a very serious problem that we suffer from. Lord is great mainly because of his one virtue, that is forgiveness. In Ramayana they say that when Vibhishana came, everyone said that Vibhishana should not be allowed on our side as he is coming from the enemy camp. He may be a spy. But Ramchandraji said, nothing doing. Whoever surrenders, I will forgive all his mistakes and I will accept him. I will make him fearless. It seems when they all went, he called back. Vibhishana and Ravana may look same. They are brothers. Therefore, after going near, you may find that it is not Vibhishana, but Ravana himself. Seeing Ravana, you need not come the second time to find out whether I will accept or not. Even if it is Ravana, you please bring him. So there is in Valmiki Ramayana, there is a beautiful verse, Sakriteva prapannaya tava asmi iti cha yachate abhayam sarvabhudebhyaha dadami etat vratam mama. This is my vratam. Wow! That once you come and say that, Bhagavan, I am yours, he surrender himself, then abhayam sarvabhudebhyaha, I'll make him fearless. Valmiki Ramayana. Lord is Lord because of one main virtue, and that is forgiveness. That is why we are all surviving. Otherwise, for the number of mistakes that we are religiously and regularly doing, Bhagavan should have punished us long before. That's why in Gita, Bhagavan said, Apichetsu duracharaha bhajate mam ananya bhag sadhureva samantavyaha samyak vyavasito hi saha. See, Bhagavan said in Gita also, even if you are the worst sinner in the world, I am ready to forgive him and give him moksha. You can see in all our Puranas and Itihasas, Bhagavan killed one Asura, but he gave him moksha. In Krishna Avtara time also, Rama Avtara time also. In Ramayana there is one particular scene is there, Tulsi Ramayana. It's very beautifully said that after Rama Ravana Yuddha and Ravana was killed, and all the devatas, Brahmaji, Lord Shiva, and Indra Devata, everybody came and praised him. And Indra felt very bad that he did not participate in the war, help Ramchandraji, because he was afraid of Ravana. When Ravana died, he was really completely relieved. Now he became very bold. He came out of his hide and he told Bhagavan, Bhagavan, I did not help you because I was so afraid of Ravana. And he had doubt in Rama also whether he will be able to kill him or not. That kind of person he was. The devatas are very selfish. So I want to do something for you. So Bhagavan said, okay, if you want to do something for me, do one thing. These monkeys who came with me and they gave up their life for me. I have no relationship, no, they have no relationship with me. But still they fought for me. And they killed themselves. And I want you to bring them back to life. Because they can go back to their families. So you bring Amrit from heaven and sprinkle. And Indra said, okay. He brought Amrit and he was about to sprinkle. At that time he realized, because the whole battlefield is mixed with monkey's dead body and Asura's dead body also. Both are mixed. Now if I sprinkle, what happened? Both get affected. Then it will be a problem. So, Asuras will again will be. Bhagavan said, he looked at him and said, no, no, don't worry. You sprinkle. So that when Indra sprinkled the Amrit, only monkeys came alive. All the Rakshasas remained there only, dead. Now Tulsidaji gives an explanation to this. Why? Because all the Rakshasas, when they died, they had the darshan of Bhagavan. They were the opposite sides, right? So they had the darshan of Bhagavan, and then seeing Rama, they died. Therefore, they all attained mukti. Whereas monkeys were looking at what Rakshasas, they did not. They came back. So that's a beautiful thing. So, Bhagavan is ready to give moksha to anyone who approaches him. The problem is we are so busy with our toys, our life. Different joy. Childhood we were busy with our simple toys. Now as you grown up, we are busy with other toys. That is all. Money market, stock market. These are all toys we play with, isn't it? So, Bhagavan says, I am ready to forgive his. It is not only in Christianity, please, because they highlight that for your sin he died on the cross, they will say. So, it is not that only in Christianity this is there, confession is there. In Hinduism, Bhagavan is ready. Apichet suduracharaha. Even if he is the worst sinner, you come to me, I will forgive his sin. That is why they say to forgive is divine. If I should be closer to the Lord, I should develop virtues of the Lord. Only then I can also become divine. Just as I am bound to commit mistake and the Lord is accepting me, the other people are also bound to commit mistake. I should not keep them in my mind. But remember that forgiving a person does not mean approval of his wrong action. Forgiveness of a person has nothing to do with approval of his action. Action is strongly condemned if it is wrong. Just because Rama is ready to forgive Ravana, it does not mean Rama approves stealing his wife. What is wrong is wrong. If punishment is required, that also will be given. Dealing with the action is different and dealing with the person is different. Forgiveness is directed towards the person. I may deal with the action in different method. Even when I punish a person for his mistakes, I accept that person. I love him and I am ready to include him in my prayers. I am his well-wisher. This virtue is very difficult. Forgiveness is great, not from the standpoint of the other person alone. Forgiveness is great from our own standpoint, because when we don't forgive a person and when we are going to keep hatred towards him, we are the one who have to carry the burden. An American author called Wayne Dyer writes a series of wonderful books like Your Erroneous Zones, Sky's the Limit, Pulling Your Own Strings, etc. He begins one book with this alone. His father deserted his mother and married someone else, and his mother suffered a lot because of him. It is a real life happening in his life. Seeing the suffering of the mother, he developed tremendous hatred towards his father, whom he has not seen at all. After some time, he finds that his hatred is becoming so big that he is not able to lead a normal life. He suffers very much. then he finds that whether the father requires forgiveness or not is a different issue. If my burden of hatred must go, I had to forgive my father. It is not because his action is correct, but because hatred is not a right emotion. There is no justified hatred. A wrong action does not justify hatred. Then he begins a big search to find out his father. He comes to know that his father is dead. He goes all over America and interviews many people to find the place where he was buried. He comes to know that his father is buried in such and such place. One night he goes and stands in front of that and cries throughout the night. He tells, "You have done so many things, it doesn't matter, but I forgive you. I don't want to keep hatred towards you." After that particular incident, he talks about the lightness of his heart and the relief that he enjoys in his mind. Father who has passed away does not even know that he has forgiven him. Therefore, whether the other person knows it or not, whether the other person deserves it or not, is not the question. If I want a relieved, light heart, I should not keep hatred towards anyone. When he forgives his father, it does not mean that deserting his mother is right action. Many people think that forgiving a person is approval of his action. It is not true. Action is to be condemned. It has to be dealt with its own legitimate way. It is for the sake of the action that he has done. It is not contradictory. So showing love towards a person and punishing for his mistake is not contradiction. Generally, we mix up the person and action. Therefore, we get into problem. Therefore, Kshamam Bhaja means learn to forgive a person. Even if he has done harm to you, what are the three meanings? The first meaning is Dvanda Sahishnutvam, the inner toughness to face opposite experiences. The second meaning is Krodha Upashama or Nigraha. Management of anger is Kshama. The third one is Aparadha Kshamapanam, forgiveness of other person for his time. 2 minutes. Okay. Forgiveness of other person for his wrong action. Piteva putrasya sakheva sakyuhu priya priyaha sasi sudum. Arjuna tells the same thing to Krishna. I have done so many mistakes. Not knowing that you are the Lord, you have to forgive me. He gives 3 examples. Just as father forgives the child, just as husband forgives his wife, or the wife forgives the husband, and Guru forgives Shishya. Then the next one is Jahi Madam. You have to split the sentence properly. Trishnam Chindi Bhajat Shamam Jahi Madam. Should go with Madam. Madam Jahi. Destroy your arrogance, your pride, your superiority complex. Now, how do we do that? There are 2 methods. In one method, we are generally arrogant because we possess certain great thing. It is either be certain faculties like beauty or strength or a nice voice to sing or a nice capacity to speak. These are all various physical and mental faculty that we may possess. Therefore, we have Garvam, Dhanajana, Yavana Garvam. We may possess some external things like money, good job, good house, or a nice family. This is the second thing. Some possessions belong to our own body-mind complex. Some possessions are outside. The the body-mind complex. Generally, we are arrogant because of some possession. When there is such arrogance, Shankaracharya gives the method, Ma kuru dhana jana yavvana garvam harati nimeshat kalas sarvam. Whatever you possess is temporary. Kalaha sarvam harati. Because the possessions are given to you by the Lord temporarily, and you are allowed to make use of them for some time. Like a five-star hotel, you are allowed to make use of all the facilities. But when the time is done, you can walk out. But don't pack up all those things what is there. So this is our life. Everything is kept for what purpose? As long as you stay in that room, make use of them, you are allowed to go with the suitcase with which you came. Similarly, we have the Sukshma Sharira suitcase, and we are provided by the body, by the Lord, using for a few years. Actually, we have multi-star hotel actually. Air is provided, water is provided, food is provided, everything is provided. You are allowed to make use of this multi-star hotel, but you have got duration which is determined by the rent you have given in terms of punyam. Okay.